So the other day I wanted to create something that my clients can use to see everything about their project in one location. And recently I started using Milanote for a lot of things. And so I decided to create a project portal in Milanote so that my clients can see everything that they need to know about the project as it's going on in a very nice looking way. And so I'm going to show you how I made and thought through my client project portal in Milanote so that you can do the same if you wanted to. So what we can see here is I created a few different columns, is what Milanote calls them, and I just created a few different things that I felt like were the most important aspects of the project information for the client. So the first thing I wanted to do was put the title here so that we all knew what project we were working on. Then I wanted to include the primary contact information for the main contact for the client. And I wanted to include the statement of work or the contract that the client signed so that if they ever need it, they can easily find it and download it again. And then below that, I wanted to make sure that they always had a spot where they can get their project invoices, the payment links for them, and they can see whether they've been paid or not. At the same time, I wanted to give them the opportunity to have receipts and I wanted to give them the opportunity to find their receipts really easily. So this is where I'll upload all of the receipts once their project invoices are paid. And then I wanted to create these few other columns here to make sure that the client had the ability to see all of the rest of the details here. So one of the details was any to-dos, anything the client needs to do. I wanted to have a central location where they could see all of that, and then I can check them off whenever they're done. Next, I also included a file upload link. So when I'm doing my editing projects, I always have a Dropbox file request form or file request link. And so this is where I'll put that link so that the clients can always access that and drop any files they need to me. And then next to that, I put a project phases. This is where the client can see all of the phases of the project and where we are at with those phases. That way, the client can make sure that I'm on task, that they're on task, and we're working our way through the project. And it will have always the end delivery date and the start off call date so that we know when each project is starting and ending. And we'll just check these off as I work through them. Lastly, any project assets or documents that we have will go in here in this column. So like if I have a kickoff call notes, I'll put it there. If I have a brand guide, I'll put it there. Anything that the client needs to know or needs to have access to, or I even need to have access to for the project will go in this project documents column. This way, the client can see everything at a glance, and even I can see everything at a glance because I'm doing a lot of my projects in Milanote while managing them in ClickUp recently. And so when I create a new one of these, it will just be sent to the client as a read-only link, and they'll be able to click all of the links and everything in it, but they won't be able to edit anything, but they'll be able to see the whole setup of the project and anything they need to know before or anything they need to know about during the project. So that's kind of how I made a quick and dirty client project portal in Milanote. This is just version one. I don't know if I'll stay in Milanote. I don't know if I'll change to something else, but I like the design of Milanote and how it all looks, especially on a computer, more than most of the other softwares that I've used. So let me know how you manage projects for your clients down below. And if you liked this or if this was helpful for you, leave a like or hit subscribe. There will be more of this type of content coming out soon.